Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't try to do it in the hot tub. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's weird. All that water, and you're like, how's all this water? Just make it drier. Yeah, you need better lube. All right. Anyway, Jimmy, I gotta go. I gotta do a video. Oh, hey everybody. So I'm here doing another one of these guys. I've already got a couple and done some reviews of others. These are two of my favorite watches in my collection. Although what I'm wearing today, I happen to be wearing my Seiko Automatic GMT. Tasty little watch with a nice green bezel. Doesn't look so green here, but in the sunlight, emerald green. Looks awesome and not expensive. So while we're talking about inexpensive watches, this is not an inexpensive brand. They are a very reasonable brand. They are a very high value for dollar brand, but their cheapest watches start at $550. I, as a loyal and faithful customer, have some loyalty points in my account, so I cashed in some of those for a $100 coupon. So this is only a $450 watch, and it's way more than a $450 watch. So it comes in an outer box, which I've already taken out. Then it comes in a nice sack. Who doesn't love a good sack? I know I do. And then you got a really nice box inside. Now, the ones I've already got here is my P51 Mustang, the Cripes Almighty scheme, which is a 100-meter screw-down crown, automatic. I think it's got a Solita ST200, something. I don't know. I don't have the specs for this one in front of me. This is a limited edition. This is number 457 of 1,000. Nice bezel. Beautiful watch. It is titanium. It's a bit of a big boy, and most of Liv watches are. And as I keep missing that, my OCD is like, no, I have to line it up right. So I've got my Cripes Almighty. Those, I got it a little cheaper at the time, but now they've gone up in price. They're around $1,900 plus tax and shipping or whatever. So you're looking at just under $2,000. These ones are up around 9-ish, I believe. And this one is an automatic as well. This is the Rebel AR automatic, not a chronograph, just absolutely. And that's the thing about these guys, man, they design a watch. This is a watch. This is, I think if I could speak on their behalf, it's less about, oh, what do we think will sell? And it's more like, what would a watch enthusiast want? What would we want to wear on our wrist as a timepiece, as a tool, as a fashion accessory, as jewelry, and as a just a freaking amazing watch. So I know some of you, I just noticed my OCD. I think because I have them on the watch winder all the time, I've noticed my automatics tend to run a little fast, probably because they're being overwound slightly. I need to change the wind interval on my automatic watches, on the winder itself. But anyway, so we've got two automatics from Liv. Between the two, you're talking about the better part of $3,000. Now, that should not be a barrier to entry into the brand. This is their GX1. It's a different iteration than the original. It's changed a little bit over the years, but this is the one that started off. Comes in a nice box, which is a sack, which then comes in a nice box. And then there's even nicer box inside. So we will unwrap this and we'll go down this journey together. How does that sound? So you get some nice laminated little cue cards, how to set the date and time. Sweet. You got a little QR code. This is a caliber 18. It doesn't say in the description who makes the caliber. It just says, I'll try to do my sexy radio voice. The Liv GX1 Swiss Panda features a multi-layer full lume dial, a Swiss caliber 550/40D movement, and a 1/10 of a second Swiss chronograph, knurled bezel with screws, a 316L stainless steel case, scratch-resistant and anti-reflective sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, and water resistance to 200 meters. Here's how you clean it. Blah, blah, blah. Your warranty card. Super. Warning, make sure you push down the crown and screw it in completely when you're adjusting the time and date to make sure you get your water resistance. And then a thank you and a picture of Chaz. You can put that on your Hope chest or something like that. You know, whatever it is you want to do. I don't judge. So you get all that in a little envelope. And then inside the one box is another box. Eventually we're going to get to a fucking watch here. I promise you. So these come in different colors. They're currently have this one you're about to see called the Swiss Panda. You've got the GX1 Venom, which is a yellow and black theme, really cool. There's a cool gray, which is quite cool. There's a Python green. They've got a quad elements where it has elements of, it's like they cut it this way and this way, and it's 4 quadrants, and it uses their 4 most popular in each one. So it's like a mashup. Really cool. They've got one in orange limited edition, rose gold. They got a full lume dial with orange accents. They got a black dial with orange accents. They've got a black dial with sky blue. And then they've got an ocean blue, which I would have considered, but I've already got this one, which is close to that color. And I didn't want 2 that are going to be around the same size, same color. So all those different colors to choose from. There will, of course, be a link in the description. So don't ask me. Go to the description. And now, let's open it up. Ooh, that is pretty. I love their stuff, man. They do it right. And it's not just the watch. It's the customer service. It's the experience. It's the website. It's everything about their interactions with their customer. They're very tied into their customer. That's the thing about being a small boutique brand, is they can kind of do their own thing and listen to their customers and what their customers want. And they will ask for customer feedback. And they will oftentimes implement that. So let's go ahead and take off this little thingy here. I don't want to cut it, but it kind of clicks in, and does it come out? I don't know. We'll worry about that later. Let's take the band. Now, you can get this one, and most of them, with different combinations of bands and straps and things like that. This one in particular, you can get with black Italian leather with beige stitching. They've got a silicone all black, orange silicone. They've got a stainless steel bracelet, but I wanted it more sporty, so I went with this. And this is the silicone with black accents. Key features and dimensions, and then we'll do some close-up shots. Oh man, that is a cool looking dial. That thing pops. What you got is a 1/10 of a second Swiss chronograph, knurled bezel, really nice bezels. You've got 316L stainless steel. You've got sapphire crystal. You have a screw down crown. The case diameter, meaning the width, the girth, if you will, 45 millimeters. It's a chunky boy. If you're looking for small watches, you'll probably want to look at their GX1A, which I believe is 42 millimeters, and they have a 41 millimeter diver watch in some really sharp colors. Just do yourself a favor and check their website out. So you've got 45 millimeters across. You got 13.4 thick. So it's not, I mean, it's thick, but it's not terrible. It's thinner than most G-Shocks. Lug width is 23. It is a little bit of an oddball size. It will limit your aftermarket strap options. Luckily, they offer a whole bunch, and there are companies out there on Amazon, because Victorinox and Luminox also use odd interval 21 and 23 millimeter strap sizes. So you will be able to find some stuff, but it won't be as much as a 22 or a 20 would be. But that's okay. Your lug to lug is a 52. So for such a big watch, for a 45 mil, 52 is not massive. It does weigh 120 grams, which is really not that bad for a watch this size. It's a little bit heavier than this guy, but this one's also titanium, and it's thicker. So the fact that this one's lighter, but you also spend more than 3 times as much. So let's go ahead and set the time, and then we will go ahead and, all right, so I've unscrewed the crown. We're going to pull it out one click, and it looks like you go forward for the date. So what is today? Today's the 7th, so we're going to go to the 6th, and then roll it past midnight to make sure. So I'm going to give it one more click. Nice, really, I mean, buttery smooth. Sometimes you feel the gears moving and stuff on watches, or they're stiff, or they're too wobbly. This is like just right. It is silky smooth. That's smooth with a V. So let's go ahead and roll it past the midnight. Click. And now we got to go to 3:23 p.m. So we got to go past noon again. But nice, really, just buttery smooth movement. Not too stiff, giggity. Not too loose. I guess also giggity. Let's see. So now we got to go to 3:23. Let's go to 3:23 and just a little bit. Boom. All right. Let's go ahead and now let's go through our complications here. So we've got our seconds in real time there. This second up here is for your stopwatch. You have your minutes over here for the stopwatch. And what's cool about this is down here is your 1/10 of a second. So let's go ahead. Nice click, like a mouse button. Not too soft that you're going to hit it all the time, but you've got 1/10 of a second. Really cool. I mean, if you want to be that precise with the stopwatch, that's really cool. Let's see the action on resetting it. Click. Really nice. Really nice. It lines up damn near perfect. That is, I mean, lining up with those indices. It's not perfect. It's close. It's really close. It's rare to find a watch that always matches up on every single indices all the way around. It's rare. My $5,000 Cuervo Sobrinos is not exact. It's pretty damn close, but it's not exact if you're going to be really OCD about it. So let's go. Well, let's take this guy off so we can put this one on the wrist. I'm going to put Chaz's picture right here so it's like he's looking at me while I'm trying on the watch. All right. So if you've got small wrists, you might need to go with an aftermarket bracelet or a strap. I've got 7.3-inch wrists. On the first one's a little too snug, so I'm comfortable, it looks like, on number 2. It's a little loose, so it breathes a little bit. But because it's silicone, it actually grips your skin fairly well, so it's not flopping around like a bracelet might. So, all in all, very nice. I wouldn't mind, Chaz, if there were little nubbins on here that would hold that one in place. And then this one would slide around. And that way you're only having to mess with this one. Here it does move them both around. But, you know, a lot of strap. Well, you know what? The aftermarket strap I have on my Rebel AR has, see, little nubbins, and it keeps that one in there. I mean, if you pull hard enough, you could pop it off, but see, it's got that little groove. It locks that one in, and then this one adjusts. So it would be nice if they would incorporate that. And honestly, they're using silicone, which is a softer fit. I would prefer, honestly, if they use fluoro rubber. I like fluoro rubber better. I may, if I can get one of these. Well, actually, this one's a 23. I could actually swap. In fact, come to think of it, hold on 1 second. Oh, that could look good too. And that is a 23 mil. So I've got so many, I have boxes of watch straps. So I actually could, I don't know if this part's the same width where I could swap the buckle. Looks like it is. I could put the Liv buckle on this one and I could use the orange. Anyway, this is really cool. So I've got options here. The only difference on this one is it's molded to go around that one a little bit, and it's molded to the curve, which is this one is not. But, you know, other than that, I just like fluoro rubber better. It feels a little smoother, slicker. It feels more premium to me, and it doesn't catch on things. Like when you rub it, like if your arm rubs against your shirt, it grips everything. And dog hair tends to stick to silicone because it's so soft. I just like the fluoro rub. I think it's a better rub. It feels more premium, and I just like it better. But this is a fantastic fit. It's really nicely done. The only thing would be the nubbins to keep that straight. And again, that's just me being OCD about it moving, and I just like to have it straight. I look down at it and I'll sit there fidgeting with it to straighten out, knowing fully well that it's going to switch in a minute. But for a big watch, it wears really nice on the wrist. Like, it's not that heavy. It's really soft and squishy, the strap, and it's so well executed. There's no gaps up under there. It really fits on the wrist really, really nice. We're just going to cut this thing off. Well, no, I'll take it off nicely later when I can use a little pair of tweezers. But there you go. Another home run from Liv. Really nice action. And looking at that dial, it has depth to it. You know, this one doesn't have as much depth. This is a pilot watch, but the colors and the day and the date. It's just, look at the buttons. Like, Liv makes a fucking sweet product, man. Pardon my French, but they make some really, really nice stuff. You're going to pay for some of these. These are not cheap watches. I paid more for this. I paid as much for this as I paid for my 2 Longines. Now, granted, those are quartz Longines, but my Conquest and Hydro Conquest combined were about as much as this. So these are not cheap watches, but this one is. If you've got a coupon code or you sign up for their mailing list, you might save get $20 off your first order or something. You're talking about a watch that even if you paid full retail with taxes and shipping, you're under $600. That's Seiko money. Now you can say, well, but Seiko's a better known name and all that. Yeah, but these guys have been around long enough. This is not like their first rodeo. This is not their first watch. They didn't just put it out. They started off with a Kickstarter for they tried to raise 30 grand and they raised 1.1 million. Shattered every Kickstarter record for a micro brand watch. And then they did it like 2 or 3 more times, being $900,000, 1.3 million, 1.7, whatever it was. It was crazy, their success. They have a very good reputation. Their product is sublime. It feels great. It looks good on the wrist. I don't mind this one not being, I actually like having non-automatic watches because quartz are, well, they're less expensive. They're actually more reliable. They're actually more accurate. And you don't have to worry about winding them or putting them on a watch winder. And if you overwind it, the watch might run a little fast because with an automatic, they kind of factor in the timing of the whole mechanism because, when you fully wind it, it's a little bit more and it might run a tiny bit fast. But if you tune the watch for that spring tension, then as you wear into during the day, you wear into your 40 or whatever hour reserve and the spring has a little less tension, well, then the watch might run slow. And so they have to ballpark it for medium tension. So that is the one downside of your watch winders is that if you leave them on it all the time and you have it on the wrong setting, it could potentially keep the spring constantly wound. Most watches will let the spring, you can't over tighten it, but you can keep it at its max tension for for longer than it needs to be, which is why after a couple days not wearing it, I'm like, oh, it's a minute and a half fast. With quartz, you don't really have to worry about that. Every 2 or 3 years, or depending on the watch, some G-Shocks go up to 10 years. But, I would love suggestion. Here's a suggestion box for you, Chaz. Hold on, I didn't mean to cover your pretty face. Hold on. Let me look at you while I'm talking, Chaz. If you could make a solar version, like an eco-drive-ish kind of thing, oh, that would be sweet. And a lot of companies, Veyer, a lot of the micro brands are starting to go that route. Seiko's got them. Obviously Citizen does. G-Shocks. If you had a really accurate quartz solar watch that you didn't have to worry about the battery, the supercapacitor or whatever for 20 years, oh, that'd be the bomb. Because it would be cheaper like quartz, but you wouldn't have any, you would literally just set it and forget it for decades. It would be awesome. So this is a fantastic watch. I'm going to love wearing this. I can't wait to get this out in the sun because I have a feeling, come on, focus, damn it, that this thing is just going to go boom and explode with color. I'm undecided if I would put this on. I kind of like just having the orange accents and the black and silver and stuff, but it could look pretty sweet. I don't know. We'll find out. If you want for your Liv watches that have 23 mil and you want aftermarket fluoro rubber, there's a company called Annefit, Annefit on Amazon. It has all different colors and sizes and things like that. But as far as silicone bands go, man, it's pretty goddamn premium. It's not quick disconnect, but they have very generous holes there for you to get your tool in there to pop that out. So that's good. It's built like a tank, but it doesn't feel like it. It looks like it would be a tank on your wrist, but honestly, it's really, I've got now granted this has a bracelet and this has a strap, but honestly, it doesn't feel any heavier. These feel about the same. This is a smaller watch. It's actually a little bit thicker. It's an automatic, so you got that pendulum in there, so that has some weight. You got the solid link bracelet. So you look at a watch and you're like, wow, that's huge, but it actually doesn't weigh any more than the damn Seiko. This is only like a 41.9 mil GMT. So bravo to them, man. What a freaking great watch. I can't wait to get this stupid tag off and then just go wear this and show this off, because this thing is freaking. I liked how it's it's like the camera is instinctively wanting to focus on Chaz's face and not the watch. There we go. That is amazing. Love it, love it, love it. So anyway, check them out. Check out the link. Go look at their stuff, man. And if you're in them, if you're in them, this is not a fly by night. This is not a company that they've been around for over 10 years now. They have a huge following, a good reputation. This is not some Chinese brand that just has some cool designs, but you're like, are they going to be around in a year or two? These guys are growing like gangbusters, and kind of like Christopher Ward was, a few years back, and now everyone's talking about them. These guys are starting to get to that point. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. We did run a little long, but you know what? I don't mind going long for Liv watches. These guys are worth it, man. These are fantastic, fantastic watches. So anyway, everybody, have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, Chaz.